Is it me or is it really hard to pick a game to play nowadays? I mean, it's not that I don't like them or that they don't look interesting. It's just that, I don't know, it's just hard. And it's not that I don't have any options. Far from it, actually. I have way too many options. I have more than 70 games on Steam alone, and more than 300 games on Epic Games. And I also have Game Pass, so it's not that I don't have any options to choose from. Also, before y'all criticize me, most of the games that I have on Epic Games, I got them for free. So it's not like I'm spending my whole paycheck on the games. I am not that irresponsible with money. We are not gonna talk about my collection, though. That's a whole different topic for a whole different day. Well, it is actually not so rare of an occurrence as it actually happens to a lot of people. It is something known as choice overload or choice paralysis or other things that people call it, which basically just means that the more options we have, the harder it is for us to actually make a decision, and we actually feel less satisfied with our decision at the end. There have been many experiments and research done on the topic, which is actually really interesting. For example, there was a study done by this researcher, which I will not even try to say her name because I know I'll mess it up. Point is that along with some colleagues, she did a study where they stood outside a California market and they offered different types of jellies to the people that were coming by. First, they would offer 24, and other times they would offer just 6. And to whoever that came up and tried the jellies, they would give them a coupon for the jellies. Well, the point is that with more options, more people approached the stand, but at the end, on average, they all tried 1 or 2 of the jellies. And it turns out that the people that approached the 6 option stand ended up buying the jelly more than the others, 10 times more, actually. It is actually really interesting, so I do encourage you to look it up and read about it if it sounds interesting to you, because obviously I'm not able to explain it properly, not only because I am not nearly qualified enough, but just, I don't know. I just don't know how to really explain it properly. And obviously since then, a lot of people have done a lot of research and a lot of work to trying to disprove it, trying to prove that it's wrong. A lot of people have tried to also replicate the studies, such as the jelly exam, the jelly test, whatever you want to call it, to a not very successful degree from most of the time. At least from what I've read. Obviously, I don't know everything, but from what I read, that's the case. But I think I agree with it, because this is literally what happens to me with games, you know? I mean, there are so many times where I turn on my computer after a long day at work. I just come home and I just want to play games, you know? I just want to enjoy my time and just kind of distract myself. And I just start browsing through all my games. I open Steam, I open Epic Games, and I just look through all the games that I have, trying to figure out which one to play, just to end up doing nothing. Just listening to music, staring at my background for like an hour before I actually decide to do something else with my time. And it sure doesn't help that I tend to overthink and be a little bit of a perfectionist. It's always the what if another game is better, or what if it isn't fun and I waste my time? What if I end up not liking the game? What if I just play a game that I already like? But even when that's the case, like most of the games that I like, I end up playing them so much that I've basically finished everything I wanted to do. And at the end, I don't have anything else to do, so it's not like I can really play them again. So I'm just left there with nothing really to do. Well, I was reading about choice paralysis, and one of the articles that I read was talking about how to fight it. And it was saying how sometimes it might help to stop thinking about it too much and to settle for good enough instead of going for the perfect option. Specifically, it was saying how there's kind of 2 type of people when it comes to those type of things. The maximalist and the just enough or the good enough people, right? Maximalist being people who they try to get the most out of it, they try to get the perfect answer, right? The perfect option. And the other ones, the good enough people, being people that tend to be more content with, well, things that are just good enough. Again, it's another really interesting topic. In general, the whole thing, it all connects, and you should research it really. Again, I'm not really good at explaining it, and I don't think I can explain it properly. But so you should definitely look into it if you think it's interesting. But really thinking about it, I think it could work. I mean, instead of scrolling through all my games, seeing which ones look the most interesting to me, and then trying to decide out of like 20 games that look really interesting to me, just playing the first one that looks interesting, the first one that catches my eye, you know? And that's actually something I did with Redacted, which is the game I'm playing in the background. I was just scrolling after I posted the last video. I was just scrolling through my games, trying to see what I would do, right? What I would record, what I wanted to do, even if not to record it, just to spend some time, just to play. And I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. If I see something that looks interesting, I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna play it. If I don't like it, then it's fine. If I like it, then great. And so I found Redacted. It looked interesting. I went to the store page and I saw that it said that it was a roguelike. And to begin with, I already am a fan of roguelikes. You know, I love just games where I can just repeat the same thing over and over. And maybe surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, I've actually been enjoying it a lot. I like it quite a bit. It's been fun. It's been entertaining. Like, I don't know how else to put it more than I've just been enjoying it. And I'm actually really glad I started playing it. I actually ended up playing for a couple of hours. Not only that, but looking at it, that's how I discovered my favorite game ever. I remember it was just another day in the afternoon. I was going to play something on my PS4. I honestly cannot remember what it was. When I saw that PS Plus was giving out a game for free that looked kind of interesting. That game being Hollow Knight. And since then my love for that little bug game started. And to this day, it is my favorite game ever. I have spent countless hours playing it and could spend even more. I finished it like twice on my PlayStation 4, then I got it on my PC, and as well, I also finished it like twice, 3 times I think. I'm telling you, my love for this game is actually crazy. You know, I would play it more if I could, but I think if I played it anymore, it might be a little unhealthy. Also, for those who knows, I just haven't completed the Pantheon of Hollownest, but I do want to at one point, one day. I've tried really hard and I got really far, I just have never completed it. Point is that it all started from downloading just a random game I had never even heard about that looked interesting. So maybe that's the key to making it easier again, and even fun again in a way. Just trying more games out. Maybe I'll find the next Hollow Knight. I'm just playing, by the way. I love these little bugs with all my heart. Obviously, I'm not saying that this will help you if you're going through something similar, but I wanted to share what I found and what helped me at least. At the end of the day, we are all different and our brains don't work the same. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today. If you found it interesting, leave a like, subscribe, and definitely look into it. It really is an interesting topic. It goes even deeper than what I described. It goes very deep, so definitely check it out. Also, if you have any game recommendations, please let me know. I'm finally starting to have some free time again, so I've been wanting to get more into games again, obviously, but I don't really know where to start. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Any are appreciated. I'll check them out. Again, if they look interesting, I'll probably download them, check them out, maybe even record them. The last thing, if you want to watch me play the amazing little bug game, please let me know. Like I said, I am in love with that game, and honestly, I would love to just post random stuff about it. And maybe at one point I'll even stream my attempts at finishing the Pantheon of Hollownest, but maybe down the future, because I'm 100% sure that's going to take a long time and it's going to be really hard. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Just remember to scratch that itch.
You're the first guard to make it out of the cell block, but I'm still gonna prep a fresh body bag. What size are you? XXL?